please explain the rules, Kate?
Okay, so this is a deck building game. The goal of the game is to collect as many victory points, which are these right here, as you can before the end of the game. So each type of land, I guess you could call them. You have an estate, a duchy, and a province. They're each worth a different amount of victory points. Obviously, the province is worth the most, but it does cost the most. So each card on the table has a different value, and the value is marked by the small gold coins in the bottom of the bottom corner of each card. On the treasure cards, this is how much the card is worth when you use it to buy something. This is how much the card is worth when you go to purchase it. So it costs you 6 gold to purchase this item, but it is worth 3 when you go to spend it. So each of these cards do different things. Most of them are self-explanatory by what is written on the card. A card, if it says +1 card, you draw a card from your personal deck. If it says +1 action, or if it says plus any number of actions, if you have multiple of these actions, because these are all mostly actions, you can use any amount of... So if I draw multiple of these in my hand during my turn, I can play multiple actions. Otherwise, if you don't have more than one action, you only get one action per turn. So if I had this smithy and this mine, I would have to choose between the two as to which one I was going to play. Some of them are worth 1 buy. A buy is how many times you can purchase something in your turn. So at the end of your turn, you'll go to spend the amount of coins that you have in your hand, and if you have 10 coins in your hand, if you only have 1 buy, you have to either spend less than what you have or just spend as much as you can in that turn. Unless you have 1 plus a buy, and then you can purchase multiple things as long as it adds up to or is less than how many coins you have in your hand. So each turn you will you can reveal your hand, or you can play, if you have actions, you can reveal them one at a time. Do what the action card says on it, and then use your buy. So if I were to use the smithy card, for example, if I had it in my hand, I would play it. Plus 3 cards, I would get to draw 3 cards from my deck, and I would then spend my points, my treasure, I guess, to buy any 1 card on the table right now. Obviously, kind of strategically, your point is to get these by the end of the game, but you don't want to fill your hand with the victory points at the beginning, because they don't do anything during the game. You just want them at the end to win. So take that as you will, whatever strategy you want to create for that. The only card that is special in here that does have its own rules is this militia card. As you can see at the bottom, it's an action card and an attack card. All the other ones just say action, except for this moat. I'll get to that in a second. You can either use that militia card as a +2 to any of these that say +1 in the little gold circle. Means you can use that as essentially as these. So if you use this as +2, it's essentially a silver. Or you can use it to attack the other players, and they have to discard down to 3 cards in their hand. Unless you have this moat card, this moat is an action or a reaction. So if you have a moat card in your hand and someone plays a militia, you just show them that you have the moat, and you do not have to discard down to those 3 cards. And you don't have to discard the militia. If you use it as a reaction, you can still use it on your turn as an action. But if you do have the militia, you have to either use it as an attack or use it as the +2. Other than that, everything is just kind of as read on the card. And that's all I really have to say. kind of
Alright.
form your own strategy as you go, and hopefully it works.
Okay, so since you know more of this game than I do.
I'll go first. So I'll kind of just lay out my hand for you, because especially at the beginning, you start the game out with 7 of these coppers and 3 of these estates. So just to prove to you, I like to lay them out so that the other players see this is what I have, and I'm not just like, oh, I have 20 gold. So I have 4 copper and an estate. This estate is essentially useless, so I have 4 copper to spend. And I think for right now, I'm going to buy a silver card. And then everything you purchase during your turn, unless it says it goes into your hand, goes into the discard pile, and you draw 5 more. At the beginning of the game, you start out with 10 cards, so I know that there are 5 left in my hand, or in my pile. Alright, your turn.
Okay. Since you just showed me yours, I'll show you mine. This is what I got. And I'll use 2 to purchase a moat. And I'll use the other...
Because you don't have an extra buy, you can only use... You only have 1 buy. So you can only... You either have to spend... You can spend all 4 on something, or you can just get the moat. If you had this card here that gives you +1 buy, you could purchase multiple things in 1 turn. But you don't have an action card currently, so you can only get 1 thing. Right
Okay,
now.
I'll just get a moat.
Alright. And obviously, of course, if you know anything about deck building games, you don't shuffle your whole deck again until you've discarded all of your cards in your hand. So I have 3 copper, and I'm going to pick up... I'm going to get another silver. Alright, and then I'm going to shuffle what I have in my deck. And you can go ahead. No need to wait on me.
I'll also get a silver with 3 of my coins.
I'm a very thorough shuffler, so if it ever takes me a minute, I apologize. In my hand currently, I have a silver, 3 copper, and an estate. So I have 5 to spend. And I think I'm going to get a market. Alright, now it's my turn.
2 copper, and I'll take a cellar.
Perfect. Alright. I have 4 copper. This estate isn't worth anything right now. And I'm going to go with another silver. And how the game ends, I feel like I should say this as well, is if we run out of any of these piles of victory points, I believe. And if you run out of any 3 of these, any 3 of this section of cards, I don't think you ever really run out of the treasure cards, so.
Okay, I got 4, so I will use it to get a military.
I currently have 5 estates. And pick up this mine. And I will say, just because the cards have tiny handwriting, so the mine gives you the option to trash a treasure card. This is your trash pile. If you ever trash a card, it means it's completely out of the game. From your hand, gain a treasure card costing up to 3 more of these. So obviously, you wouldn't jump straight to a gold. You'd gain one costing 3 more. So you could go from a copper to a silver or a silver to a gold. And then you can immediately put it into your hand.
Okay.
So that is an instance where you would pick up a card from the stack, but you wouldn't discard it. It would go into your hand.
All right. I'm going to use 3 and grab a smith. Check.
Alright, so I finally have an action card. So I'm going to play that first. This action card gives me 1 card, so I'm going to pick up a card. It gives me 1 action. I don't have another action. I get 1 buy if I would like to use it, and +1. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and I'm going to get a gold. And I am not going to use my second buy. Another thing I will say is that these coppers are worth 0. So if you have another buy on your turn, if you had the market or another card that gave you a +1 buy, and you didn't have any, if you spent all of your treasure on 1 card, you could still pick up another copper because it isn't worth anything. But you also don't want a ton of copper in your hand at the end of the game because you just have a lot of 1s kind of muddying up your hand. So.
Okay, so okay. Here's what I got. A cellar.
Cellar? What does a cellar do?
And it says here, discard any number of cards, plus 1 card per card discarded, and it's a +1 action.
Awesome. So you can discard, if you have any estates or victory points in your hand, you can discard those and redraw. And you have another action, so if you get another action on your redraw.
Well, I don't, so I'm just going to spin 3, get a silver.
Awesome. Sorry, I'm still shuffling a little behind. Alright. So this draw, I have 4 copper and an estate. And I think I'm just going to get a silver. Yeah.
Okay, so my turn.
Okay, I was wrong earlier because I told you that if we empty any of these, the game ends, but it's only if you empty the province deck.
Okay.
I thought I was wrong, but I just want to make sure.
Alright. Militia. And I'm gonna use the +2.
Okay.
I can only use one of the effects, right?
Yes, I believe so.
And I'm also gonna use a copper to get a silver.
Okay. Actually, I think I'm wrong. I think you can't just use it as an attack and the plus, so I'm gonna discard just because I think that's incorrect.
Okay.
Alright, so I only have 3 cards now. So I'm going to use my market, which is +1 card, and +1 action. I'm going to use this mine. I'm going to trash the silver and gain a gold. And I have +1 buy and +1. So I have 6 altogether, and I'm going to get a gold.
Okay.
Now, on your turn, you might have a bunch of cards that give you +1 action. like this village down here does give you 2 actions, so you might have a turn where you just keep playing actions, and that's fine. Sometimes it takes a while later in the game to make a turn, just so you know.
Okay, so I got 5. I'll get a mine.
Alright, so I have a gold, silver, and 2 coppers. 7, and I'm just going to pick up a gold.
Okay. Smithy. So that's 1. Gotta reshuffle. Hey, is it possible that you have something that's... this one's different from all the others? And it's kind of distracting.
I have no idea why they are like that. It's not on any specific cards. I think it's just like a misprint somehow. And I don't know which cards they are, I swear, so.
Well, I kind of figured it out, so. Yeah.
If you know which card it is, you can look through that specific deck and see if there's any that aren't colored. But I don't know why Dominion did that. I think you would notice if...
3. And I can only use 1 action if it says that.
Yes. If you have a card that adds an action, that one does not if you're using the smithy, so.
Okay, so like I have cellar.
Yep, you can't use it because this smithy didn't give you another action to start out with.
Okay. Spin 5, get another mine. Did you do your turn?
Not yet. Alright, so I have 8 altogether, and I'm gonna get another gold.
Okay. Four. And I'm gonna get another military.
I'm gonna play a market. It's +1 card. Didn't really help me at all. I have +1 action. I don't have another action. I have +1 buy, +1. So I have 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And 2 buys. I am just going to get a gold though, and not take anything else.
Alright. Military. And I will use their effect
Okay.
with 3 with this.
+2, so you get 5 altogether.
I'll grab a market.
Awesome. Alright, so I have 7 after discarding down to 3. And yeah, I'm just gonna go for another gold. whenever you're ready.
All right. First, I will use Cellar. Discard. Draw. Mine. Does it go straight to my hand or does it go to the discard?
Did that Cellar give you another action?
Yes.
Oh, yes, it did. Yes, it does go into your hand. So you just trash it. Make sure you completely trash it and not discard it. And then did you pick up your silver?
Yep.
Okay.
And then with this, I will grab another silver.
Awesome. I'm going to use a mine as well. Trash this copper and get a silver. And I have 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And I'm going to get a province. Your turn.
Military.
Okay.
Then with that, I'll grab another market.
I have 7. Going to get another gold.
Okay. Market. Card.
You do have another action if you have it.
I don't. I got
That's
these.
always the worst.
So, yeah, that's kind of why I part of me was kind of hoping I'd draw another
Yeah.
action. So
The market is nice though because it does give you plus treasure. So even if you don't have that action, it's still a useful card to have.
I'll use 3 for workshop.
Nice.
5 for another market.
Okay. Alright. I have a market as well, so I'm going to pick up a card. I don't have any other actions. I have 3, 5, 8. I'm going to get a province. Oh, I had 9 technically because that gave me 1, but I'm not going to buy anything else. Oh my goodness.
Mode for +2. Cellar, and that's it.
Okay. I have 2 estates, which aren't worth much, and 3 gold, and I'm going to buy another province. 1 card. Oh gosh. You can go ahead whenever you're ready.
military for when you get your hand.
Yep. You can keep going. I'll remember to only to discard down to 3.
And with 3 more silver, I will get a Providence. And that will end my turn.
Okay. I have 9 in my hand, and I'm going to buy another province.
Seller. I'll discard 2, allowing me to draw 2. Market. Another market. Let's see here. 1, 2. Get a silver. And I'll get another silver.
Sounds good. Oops. I have 2 provinces. Doesn't do me much good. And I have 8.
Oh, oh, oh.
That's okay. It happens. And I get another province.
Okay. Market. Draw. Mine. Then 5. I'll get a Torture. Finish it off at that.
Alright. I have a market as well. Plus 1 card. And I have 3, 4, 5, 6. Well, 7 with the market. And I will get a gold. Right.
Mine. Six for this as well.
Mine as well. And I'm going to trash this copper. Get a silver. And I have 8. Get a province. And there's only 1 more province left before the game ends.
Okay. Action. Market. Smith. Grab another one of these. Seller. Six, I'll get another Doshi.
Sorry, I'm really bad at conventional shuffling, so I just go about it this way. And it's more thorough. I'm not gonna pick mine. Right, so I have a mine. And I'm gonna mine silver and 2 gold. And that leaves me with 6. And I get a duchy.
Okay. Market. I'll end this.
Awesome. Alright, so now you just go through and count all your victory points. I also just like to separate all my things back into the game because I'm lazy.
I already know who won.
I played this game a lot of times.
$27. So you already beat me with those. So you already beat me with those 5 6s.
Yeah, so I have 12, 24, 36, plus 42.
All right.
All right.
Thank you, Kate.
You're welcome.
And this has been what game again?
This is Dominion.
Dominion at Twilight Comics in Swansea, Illinois.